Welcome, everyone. Now it's ended.
Kevin, thanks very much.
All right, David, thank you. Now, Golden State's starting five. Curry and Clay, the Splash Brothers, in the backcourt. Marquise Chris is out there with Green, and it's Wiggins in at the 3 spot. And for Brooklyn, Durant plays the 4 with Allen at center. Then there's Karis LeVert, and it's Kyrie Irving, and it's Dinwiddie in at the 2-guard spot. Now here's Durant. Irving from long range, and he's good on the 3-ball.
Would have been impossible for KD to miss his teammate there. He was wide open.
Well, you can be the judge of if it's fair or not, but Kyrie Irving has earned himself the reputation of being moody, to say the least.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes that sword cuts both ways. Sometimes it's the players, sometimes it's the media, and the media's perception. It's a combination of the two. Clearly, Kyrie can sometimes go off on tangents and come from left field in interviews. I mean, he's not the only player, present or past, that's been guilty of that. One thing you can't deny, though, is this guy loves the game. And it's a matter of continuing to mature and grow as a leader. So I say give him more time, and he'll refine himself in that area.
Three-pointer, LeVert hands it from downtown.
Boy, you look at the shots like that LeVert makes, and you have to be happy for the progress he's made because he's worked at it.
And stolen by Kyrie Irving. And Durant puts up a deep 3. Wiggins with the rebound.
You know, defensively, you just can't afford to give him that much room. They're fortunate that he missed that one.
A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. And the 3-ball is good. Thompson's got 6 points.
You know, the touch on Thompson's 3-point shot just off the charts. He just never seems to lose his feel.
Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Here's Curry with the 3, and another 3 for Golden State.
Great idea to pull up and take the transition 3 there. The D was in position to block his path to the hoop, and he took it inside.
Irving kicks to KD. And again, it's the Nets missing. Golden State's gone 3 of 5 from 3-point land so far in the ballgame. Green, the pass to Curry. From outside, off the mark. For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game.
Well, that dribble gives KD the momentum he needs, and you can see his teammates already loading up with smiles as he explodes to the cup.
And Chris throws it down.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
Part of what makes him unique, guys, that combination of power and power.
That doesn't go either for KD.
And offensively, he has been a liability more than he's helped this quarter.
Thompson. Chris kicks to Thompson. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession. 8 seconds left to play in the first quarter. From downtown, and there's Chandler. That's good on the assist by Jordan.
Yeah, you'd have to categorize Wilson Chandler as an average outside shooter, so it's important that he keep taking and making these perimeter shots.
Tie game in Brooklyn. We've got more in store for you right after this. And earlier we spoke with Klay Thompson about the value. Greg, you think about the championships they've won together. Incredible connection between these two.
Yeah, I mean, they have different styles, play different positions, but both are tough, competitive, and step up when it matters most.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And guys, what stands out to you from the Nets in this one?
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
Yeah, and you know, so many of their hoops came off an assist, which is a good sign of ball movement and sharing that ball.
Greg, you were drafted 12th overall by the New York Knicks and then 2nd overall by the Grizzlies in the expansion draft. So you've had a very unique view of being in that position in 2 different settings.
Yeah, I mean, 2 very different cities, but really each beautiful in its own way. The New York draft, obviously coming out of college, that was like a dream come true to go and play for Pat Riley and then get the opportunity to go and be a part of a brand new team in a new country, if you will, was also a really cool experience as well.
I hope we can take a petition started by you and me to get the NBA back in Vancouver. I miss
and
going
Seattle,
to
right? Let's get back in both those cities.
Exactly. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So for Brooklyn now, Durant plays the 4 with Allen at center. Then there's Irving. Then there's Karis LeVert. And it's Dinwiddie in at the 2 spot. And yes, it's good. Irving's got 5 points so far.
You can't allow Irving that look. You just can't give him that. He's too talented a player. Well, I like this young man, Jared Allen. He's still working to find consistency in his offensive game. He's a really good leaper and finishes at the rim, protects the rim. But his strength right now, which will always be his strength, I think, is his defense. He's outstanding at that end of the floor.
And on the way from Irving for 3. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Allen.
Well, that's a moment he'd like to archive. Embarrassing lapse of judgment there.
Warriors leading by 3. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Outside, Green. Chris with it. He's against Allen. Chris gets the bucket.
And Clark, with Allen, he's still young, and the comfort on offense has yet to really find him.
Yeah, and you know what? I think he's really scratching the surface there, Greg. I mean, this kid is he only played 1 year in college. He's shown you that he can defend at a high level. And he looks like he's a worker, so I think his offensive game will ultimately catch up with his defense.
So both teams making some changes here. We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. Pass to LeVert. Lets it go with the 3. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Boy, he's getting smarter at reading these situations, guys. LeVert's basketball IQ and pick and rolls ascending.
We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Toscano passes to Pascal. Here's Bowman.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
And it's blocked.
Excellent toughness on the defensive end, and that's what Prince does. He's got size, and he's got the will to defend at a high level.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Here's Bowman. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
The Nets have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Here's Temple. He's been quiet so far, still no points in the game. And the foul on Andrew Wiggins. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Offensive rebound. Here's Pascal. And that's the final possession with the nice defense right there. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
we know he's a magician on the court. Kenny, has there ever been anyone better at handling the basketball than Kyrie Irving?
If I'm being honest,
Yes.
no. He's just another level player at that moment.
You said no. Did you forget about Isaiah Thomas?
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. One of the stories here, guys, Caris LeVert getting it done today.
And if he can keep shooting from deep like he did in the first half, he's going to be more than a handful.
Yeah, you know what? The defense is going to adjust. They'll be ready for him now, so I'm sure they talked a lot about how to slow him down.
Setting the floor for the Warriors. Curry and Clay, the Splash Brothers, in the backcourt. Green is out there with Wiggins, and it's Chris in at the 5, home in the paint. Greg, I think of you in a New York Knicks uniform, legendary arena you played in. What was that experience like?
Kevin, intense. I remember the first time I suited up in a preseason game. We played the Dallas Mavericks. Both teams went up and down the court 3 times and nobody scored, and the fans started booing. And that's when I knew this is a little bit different. You better bring your A game.
And thicker skin, correct?
That too, yeah. Fortunately, there was no social media or internet back then. Goodness gracious.
Joe Harris is checked in for LeVert.
When he keeps his emotions in check, Green is a fantastic leader on the court. He can run a little hot, but there's no doubting his drive, his willingness to do whatever it takes to win.
And so it's Durant with it. He'll bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets, trailing by 2. In the corner, it's Dinwiddie. Irving against Curry. And here's Harris from the arc. And again, no good by Brooklyn. And Joe Harris, the lethal shooter, he can also be a threat in the pick-and-roll game.
Yeah, Harris does a great job reading what a defense is giving. He's more than just a catch-and-shoot type of player. Harris can hit shots on the move and isn't afraid to go at defenders.
Dinwiddie finds Allen, and then Allen slams it in.
How about that, throwing it down? Allen oozes energy, and teammates feed off of it.
Harris against Wiggins, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Wiggins has got the lead up to 5 now for the Warriors. Irving dishes to Allen. Durant for 3. That shot missing. The Warriors go the other way with it. Pushing it up. And here's Green outside. And another 3 for Golden State.
And great offensive instincts from Green. Goes into the shot the moment he catches the ball.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn. Some changes for Brooklyn. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Jared Allen. Comes in for Kevin Durant. And it's Taurean Prince in for Kyrie Irving. Nets trail by 8. Nets passing it around. Prince wide open. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got 3 assists now in this one. 46 seconds left to play in the third. Pascal, the pass to Lee, and out of bounds as the Nets gain possession. Two for one opportunity here if they want it.
And no doubt, Kevin, if I'm them, I go for it.
There's the triple. That one's in there. The Warrior lead is cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Prince.
And you know Prince is feeling it when he takes this shot. Love the confidence.
And the basket by Pascal.
Wow, fired that bounce pass in there beautifully.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Jordan kicks to Prince. Jordan trying to free himself up, and that's Prince. That time on the assist by Jordan. Prince has got 9.
You know, big guys like Jordan who can facilitate are really valuable. Spots the open man and gets it right to him.
Passes it to Harris. Now here's Chandler, defended by Pascal. It's Jordan on the wing. Again, the Nets for 2.
An evolving part of Jordan's game, the mid-range jumper. I like it, big fella.
We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Nets lead by 1. Live from Brooklyn, New York, you're watching 2K Sports. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Boy, that's a nice asset to have. It's a huge boost to any offense, too. It adds a whole nother dimension when you've got a big guy that can pass.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. The Nets with the lead. They've got Karis LeVert. Taurean Prince is out there with Wilson Chandler. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. And it's Harris in at the 1 spot. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
Boy, in a game this snug, you can ill afford to commit those kinds of turnovers.
Timeout called, the Nets. And a new group in for the Nets. Jared Allen's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Durant comes in for Wilson Chandler. Dinwiddie's checked in for Taurean Prince. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Joe Harris. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what the Nets head coach was going over with his team. He said, I love how we're shooting the basketball. You guys have been locked in from 3. Just keep taking makeable shots. If you don't have it, pass it to the guy who does. Kevin?
Thank you, David.
Cutting into that deficit now, well within striking distance.
Boy, time to tighten it up on defense. A stop here would be huge.
No one covered. And the Nets lead by 2.
You know, the threat of Irving's drive can open up looks for him from the perimeter. And he is a gifted scorer, folks.
Curry looking it over. From deep three-point range, Brooklyn with the rebound. 1:53 left in the fourth quarter. On the wing, Irving. Stolen by Thompson. And it's the Warriors on the break. And it's off from three-point range. Irving passes to Allen. Lobbed up there for Durant. Kicks it to Irving. 6 to shoot. A three-pointer, no good.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
And it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way.
Oh, that certainly could be costly. In a close one, those kinds of mistakes can really give the other team momentum.
There's 1:17 left in the fourth quarter. On deep. And it's Klay Thompson with the rebound. Warriors have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. beyond the arc. Buries the long-range jumper.
And he just seems to always deliver in the clutch, and he's got it going right now. That's who they want taking the big shot.
On its way from Irving for two. For three, Durant gets the three to fall.
And just look at what Durant is doing. My goodness.
And so Curry will bring it up for the Warriors. The pass to Thompson. Buries the triple.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
And there's the call on Curry. That'll be his second foul of the game. Seconds left to play here in the fourth. And so they foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Curry against Dinwiddie. Unloads. It's in!
Well, I tell you what, Steph Curry, somebody lit a fire under him.
And the Nets with possession here. What a big possession right here.
No doubt about it, guys. The tension is palpable.
Count.
Well, Durant knows the team looks to him for this. These kinds of moments, the intensity of the moment never rattles him.
Timeout called the Warriors. They're behind by one. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what do you think?
Yeah, always intriguing to see what a coach draws up in this situation.
And we call those ATOs, or plays run after a timeout. They often make the difference in a game.
And now, let's present our New Balance Player of the Game, Taurean Prince.
And his percentage from the field tonight seems almost made up. I didn't think it was possible to have that kind of success shooting basketball. You need a little bit of luck, a bunch of hard work, and a whole lot of talent.
Timeout called the Nets. They're trailing by 2. 9 seconds left in the fourth. Guys, what's your take?
Big chance here to tie it with a bucket.
A critical possession, no doubt. We'll see what they draw up.
9 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And Durant, here we go. Yes!
Well, I love the speed that Durant has. I mean, fantastic in slashing into the paint and scoring right at the rim. That length of stride of his and his speed, lethal combination.
Timeout called the Warriors. Curry, they could win it. He made it! He got it!
Big time!
Wow!
Down it goes at the buzzer. Boy, it doesn't get any better than that.
Phenomenal finish. A 3 at the horn. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I guess really that's about the only way we could expect a game like this.